Celtic fans' views. Breaking Celtic news. Is that, did you just throw the ball in here for the dog just to annoy me? There's breaking news this afternoon that Celtic have rejected the first official offer that has been put in for the one and only Matt O'Reilly. You've got to remember that they did reject. Just the one and only Matt O'Reilly. Now the offer is for 15 million from Atlanta. 15 million, which is absolutely nothing. You've got to remember Celtic did reject 18 million plus add-ons from Atletico Madrid. Just back in January. So why do Atlanta think that they're going to get Matt O'Reilly for 15 million? There's absolutely no chance. They have knocked back, Celtic have knocked back the offer, and they've also declined to enter transfer talks. Can Celtic hold on to Matt O'Reilly this year, or are we just delaying the inevitable? And the story broke this afternoon that Atlanta were getting ready to place a bid for Matt O'Reilly, and it looks like they have placed that bid, and Celtic are basically saying, look, not a chance. Not a chance. And quite rightly so. Tell me your thoughts about it in the comment section. They're having a laugh, 15 million. Yep. Sunny Gallagate. Sunny might be sunny in the Gallagate, but there's somebody standing at the doors of Celtic Park with a big bag of cash wanting to offer 15 million for Matt O'Reilly. Sean Bewis was first in the house, evening Baz, Jamesy Boy, evening from West Sussex. Knocked more than that back in January. Yep, Sean, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's just a cheeky offer. It's the first offer they're putting in, and they're thinking, let's see if we can get Celtic to try and what it does, it's the starting blocks. It's basically the starting blocks of the summer spending spree of teams that are going to be interested in Matt O'Reilly. If they're going to make their move, they now know where the starting point is. It's not 15 million. Can Celtic hold out? That is the big, big question. Can Celtic hold out all summer? Has Brendan Rodgers had the conversation with Matt O'Reilly and said, look, we're not selling you. We want to build a team around you. If we sell Matt O'Reilly before we bring in players, before we bring in a replacement, we would be off our head. And can we bring in, if the inevitable does happen, and we sell Matt O'Reilly towards the end of the window for 25 million upwards, 25 million upwards, who do we bring in? We now have to start looking at players that will bring in to replace Matt O'Reilly. And let's face it, Celtic can try and hold off all they want. Let's just hope Matt O'Reilly's in the frame of mind. Let's just hope that Matt O'Reilly is in the frame of mind that he doesn't want to leave Celtic this summer. He wants to have that shot at the Champions League. He wants to have that chance at the Champions League. And let's face it, 15 million was going to get knocked back all day long. Matt O'Reilly. Just check this as everyone's breaking with it. Actually, Matt O'Reilly does have a contract with Celtic until the 31st of May 2027. Will Celtic get anywhere near 15? I mean, Celtic, the current valuation on transfer market is 20 million euros. 20 million euros on transfer market. That's the highest that he's ever been valued. And you've got to remember, we only paid 2.3 million euros for him. We only paid, it was 1.5 million or something, £1.5 million, wasn't it? That we paid for Matt O'Reilly. So everything would be pure profit. It would be pure profit and go back into the club. Would Celtic then go out and spend that 20 million? And see what we spend. See what we get 25 million for him. Would Celtic seriously go out and spend 25 million in the transfer market to bring in new players, or would they do as Celtic do and bank the cash? Even though we're going into the Champions League this season, even though we are going into the Champions League this season, we're going to get a fantastic amount of money in the Champions League. It puts Celtic in a good financial position. We're not in the financial position where we need to sell players. It's as simple as that. But all it's done is it's lit the transfer window open for Celtic, that's for sure. Let's jump back into the comment section. Hi, Baz from Sunday Gallagate. Gareth's coming in for Bedfordshire. John O'Brien says, "Evening, Baz." Evan Sean says, "The ballroom dancers." Yes, they are that. The biggest chancers, the Italians. It's the kind of bid that you would expect to come in from Italy, a low ball bid. They know that there was a bid went in from Spain for 18 million. He's not going to go for less than 20. I mean, I understand that Celtic do want the best part of 30 million for him. Anyway, 15 million, nothing but misery. Misery. AR says, "Evening, folks. Matt O'Reilly will be at the door, and we will bring new bodies in." I don't think so. I think the incomings will happen first. Are they for real, Kieran? Yes, they are. Celtic cannot sell Matt O'Reilly, especially when no signing has been made. The team would be weaker than last season. Selling would further weaken it, just like it did last season. Selling Jota weakened the team at the beginning of this season. And I don't want to see us. I know that we have a model, a football model, a business model that we have to adhere to, really. We have to adhere to. But when it comes to it, we don't have to sell this year. You know, the club are in a good financial position and they can jump and shout about all they want about Celtic are going to have to pay it this, they're going to have to pay it that. Celtic have got a fantastic amount of money in the bank and there's plenty more coming from the Champions League. And let's face it, Celtic season books have just sold out in numbers last month. Brown Warrior says Celtic have already set the price. Yep, we know that. We aren't getting 25 million unless he goes to Saudi, says AR. I think he'll not be going then. It's as simple as that. Celtic will not sell him for any less than 25 million. No less than 20 million pounds, says Nicola. Uh, Brown Warrior then says the net spend will be more than zero, more likely profit once the business has been concluded. It's profit every single year for Celtic in the transfer window. There's not been. It's a long time since we had a minus in any transfer window. It's a long time since we've had a minus in any transfer window, and probably under Angie's first year would have been the only year we would have probably had a minus under the transfer window. But anyway, sound phonetic, all right, Baz, I'm okay. Sack the boards. Comment just came in. We don't need to sell Matt O'Reilly. He seems perfectly happy to stay with Celtic. Yes, he does for the foreseeable future. But I think if we can get Matt, and listen, we said this when Jota was sold for 25 million. I wanted to see Jota playing at Celtic the next season in the Champions League. I think that's where Jota should be playing. I think a moving to Saudi was a big own goal for the player. I think that Matt O'Reilly knows this. Matt O'Reilly will know that you go to Saudi for the cash and you go to Saudi at the end of your career, just for that massive payday. You don't go when you're 21, 22, 23 year old. You don't go then. Matt O'Reilly will go to the club that he feels that will take him on to the next level. I think that hopefully Matt O'Reilly thinks, and there's other breaking news that will cheer you right up. We just had a text saying that the Sevco cannot give their fans a return date to Ibrox. That's breaking news. That's a text message. That's a message, a WhatsApp that I've just got saying that Sevco cannot give their own fan, just to cheer you up even more. Celtic knocked back 15 million for a player, and Sevco cannot give a return date to Ibrox for their own fans to go back to their own stadium. They are skint. That is an absolute meltdown. I can see a meltdown video coming quite soon. Anyway, Stephen Cassidy says, "Hey, well, Baz, we've set the price. I don't think we'll get it, or so. Okay, if he stays, we don't need to sell him. I think we need to be building. We need to be building a team around Matt O'Reilly for at least one more season, and we need to let the players around him. I mean, look at that game last night. I mean, Matt O'Reilly, if he's a 25 to 30 million pound player, he didn't show it last night. If Celtic have got any ambition at all, um, they need to keep Matt O'Reilly. It's as simple as that. John says, "I really hope we keep Matt O'Reilly. Personally, I think we need about 8 players max, but this window, I can't see it being anywhere near that." No, John, you're going to get 4 players maximum. 4 players maximum. You're going to get a goalkeeper. You're going to get Adam Ida. You're going to get the one and only Paulo Bernardo. You're going to get a goalkeeper. You're going to get a defender. and you might get a left back if we're lucky. You're going to get five players if you're lucky. Castle Grayskull is crumbling. I can't even speak. Crumbling, yes, it is. Even in Baz, no way will Matt O'Reilly go for that shit amount. No, he won't, Stuart. He won't that. And so that is the breaking news this evening. Jump on the land of Twitter, see what people are saying about it. Rumours from October to Christmas. The rumours are that they've just released a statement about it. Statement FC is at it again. We need to get this. Statement FC. This is quality. Oh, Jesus. Delete that. Discard. Oh. They're now saying that they won't get in until nearer Christmas. Supporter update 41 minutes ago by the Sevco supporter update. Rangers can confirm that the final stages of negotiations between the Scottish FA to secure Hampden Park as a temporary home until Ibrox works are completed. Chairman John Bennett has issued the following statement. First, I'd like to apologise on behalf of the club for their uncertainty and the delayed project has caused our season ticket holders hospitality, clients, partners, and the wider support of this football club. There are a number of variables in the situation that's made it extremely difficult. Rather than meltdown, Rangers thank the Scottish FA, the SPFL for their strong support. This is ridiculous. Dundee got absolutely lambasted because they were unable to play a game because of the weather. Because of the weather in Dundee. Yes, it was raining. Ibrox is crumbling, and the SFA jump in and stand next to their brothers in arms, and the Scottish FA do the exact same. Jesus, the club wholeheartedly appreciates its continued patience of our supporters while we work through the most trying of situations. I intend to give a full personal update by the end of July. The article is copyrighted. Permission to use the quotations for I can stick your copyright up your arse. Stick your copyright. Oh Jesus. They've copyrighted the statement and I've just did it. So there's your copyrighted statement right there. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Crumble Dome. Oh, Jesus. The Huns are a comedy box set. Yeah, well, that's just made it even better that Celtic can knock back vast amount of money for our players, whilst Crumbledome, yes, it's fallen down. Our exciting new goalkeeper signing is Scott Bain, crying out for crying out loud. Jason Lee, it's not going to be Scott Bain, I can assure you that. Celtic are working on keepers. And look, at the end of the day, I mean, people are saying that some players don't want to come and play in Scotland. Well, that's one of the things that Celtic need to. Let's not forget a few years ago when they had a banner SFA not fit for purpose. Now they've begged them to get Hampden because they know they need the funds. Um, they've begged them to get Hampden because I think it's the only ground where they can satisfy the number of fans they've got. But Hampden, it'll cost them to rent Hampden, right? Which is money they don't have. The, it has a bigger. It's got a bigger capacity than Ibrox in it. So where will the Celtic fans fit into Hampden in that Celtic end? Surely they're not going to give Celtic 2,500 tickets. This has just changed the game. This has changed the game. It has completely changed the game. It'll be interesting to see how much tickets, because Celtic now have to go to them if they're going to get Hampden. The SFA and the SPFL have to come out and make a statement to say why they're getting it, and then is there going to be any financial implications? There has to be some financial implications to the club for not having their stadium ready. There has to be some kind of punishment. Let's face it, there has to be some kind of punishment for the club for not having its ground ready for the start of the new season. There has to be. There has to be. But anyway, that is their supporter update. Absolutely. I need to go into the land of Twitter because I'm going to Meltdown FC. Let's get some of the comments. The steel beam should be sitting in storage somewhere in Glasgow. It'll be fitted before the end of the season. Absolutely. Incredible. We might be playing at Hampden, not sure. We'll tell you more about it at the end of this month. We're a week away from the first fixture. Sparrow about November. Yeah. Cool. I'm reading some messages. Show us the steel. That's an absolute cracker. Show us the steel. You need to go on to the land of Twitter. I'll put it on this. Go and read the comments on this after the live stream. This is absolutely just before the place goes up. This is, just before the 12th, the glorious 12th, Rangers put out a statement. Burn the house down, build a bonfire, but the Rangers on the top. The SFA should insist on a set contract, might be ready for Christmas. They should accept it either way, whether the season or nothing. Yep. The rules don't apply to them, yeah. And the moan about plastic pitches, yep. Lawwell was a fair bit of clumsy last night. Yeah, I was not sure about him. Sound phonetics, yeah. I think that a lot of the players, especially the first half, a lot of the players last night were just woeful. They're just woeful. I don't think that he's, and I don't think he's a defensive midfield player that we would say is Celtic quality. Maybe 4 or 5 years away, but just now, there's no ways he's standing in for Callum McGregor. Not an absolute chance. Would you? What's this? Um, Audio stream sounds. There we go. And let's get back into the comments. Nothing the SFA. They'll take no money off the Huns' friends. They have to. There has to be some kind of financial implications. They can't get to use the stadium for absolutely nothing. Anyway, let's jump over to the Celtic news and just double check. Rogers left mighty and mightily impressed with the youth shown. Yeah, it was that. Just checking something while we're live. Matt O'Reilly, Atlanta proposal knocked back as Celtic declined transfer talks. Jota bumps into fans in Portugal. Asked about it's not going to come back. Honestly, some Celtic blogs need to get a grip. We know he's not going to come back to Celtic. So the fact that he's bumped into some fans, he probably regrets. Where is it? Randomly bump into Jota. It is Jota. Did you ask the question? Of course, I didn't ask the question. Right, anyway, let's see what they're saying in the comments section. Do you think the big Bosun Law will come good? Do you think that Bosun Law will come good? In, as a central defender that'll dominate the pitch, like now you're putting him in comparison to Paul Lambert, to Neil Lennon, to Scott Brown, to Callum McGregor in recent times. Are you saying that he's going to be that type of player? Being honest, no, I can't see it. Will he be a powering central defender? Yes, I could see him playing in central defence quite well. Um, I think that he maybe got carried away, and I think Charlie Adam got carried away with the fact that he reckons that he's going to be a cracking central defender. I think they last year they used him in central defence and midfield out of necessity. Celtic don't need him in the middle of the park, and I think you've got. He's a poor man's Evander Snow. He's not even a poor man's Evander Snow. Jesus. Move on, fuck's sake. He's not coming back. Yeah, I know. We can't afford Jota's weekly wage. Exactly. The Rangers died in 2012. They did that. The Rangers died in 2012. Anyway, couldn't happen to a more worthy fan base, and the debt dome became crumble dome. Stuart Ramsey says, we'll never see Jota on the hoops again, and that's the end of it. Exactly. Let's just close that book and get on with it. Right, is there any more Celtic news kicking about? Not really. I think the big talk is all about Matt O'Reilly. Will Celtic sell Matt O'Reilly this summer? I hope not. Um, and who do we bring in? Who do we bring in? Boston is more a Peter Grant than a Lambert. I don't even think is he as good as Peter Grant? I mean, that's. I mean, Peter Grant played in a Celtic side with some fantastic midfield players, but Peter Grant never played that holding midfield role, did he? Um, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And on last night's performance, I mean, the players the first half, the manager said that he said, look, at the end of the game, the manager said the first half he gives the team a rollicking, especially the players that were permanent first team addition players that just didn't play with the pace or anything that they would expect. Hello from North London, a 15 million bid, unbelievable. He's staying, Baz, says JGB. Exactly. When are the signings happening? Says Liam. Well, we don't know. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. I think we were all kind of hoping that something would happen this week before they go off to America the beginning of next week. It's hard when other clubs are playing hardball. The big boy Lawwell was a decent prospect, but he hasn't played 50 matches of men's football. Don't get the hype. Don't get all the hype. Nah, neither do I. He needs to go. I said, I mean, when I said that he needs to go to Birmingham, it was thought more than anything, and I can understand why it would be a good move to him to go to Birmingham. Anyway, Brendan Rodgers, a yes man to the board. All chat about what he's saying crap. Says Paul. All right, Baz, we need players in. Yeah, we do need players in. Mark and Stuart Ramsey says hail to scenarios. Anyway, Brown Warrior says, I'll see if you go into the Urban Dictionary and type in Crumble Dome, you'll get a mug with a breakdown of what it means. I did it about 7 years ago. Love it. It is. Oh dear. I would be a better keeper than they two last night. Benji Segrist for me needs to be. It needs to be sold. Benji Segrist last night. I mean, if he's trying to talk his way out of Celtic, he's not doing a very good job. Spain to pump England 4-0. Boy for Benny Offer. I hope it's more than 4-0, obviously. And I'm looking forward to Sunday night. A lot of the towns around Spain are putting up big televisions in the town squares, which I'm looking forward to. Might try and head up. I don't know if I'm going to go to the local one or if I'll head up to Alicante because they'll have a big, massive one. And it'll be absolute mayhem if Spain win. You need to keep going on loan and then to find you're not good enough for Celtic. I don't get that. If you need to keep going out on loan, you're not good enough for Celtic. If you look, Callum McGregor went out on loan. Callum McGregor went out on loan when he was young because he knew the situation at the midfield at Celtic. He wasn't going to get into the midfield. It done Callum McGregor no harm whatsoever. Celtic captain. There's been plenty of other players that have came through the system that have went out on loan and had a good. He's not ready. He's not ready for first team football. It's as simple as that. He needs to go and get game time. He needs to get some football education, as Brendan Rodgers likes to call it. Yeah, but as agrees with that, it would be a sensible move for us and the boy. I think it'll be the best move. Get him down to Birmingham, get him working with Brendan Rodgers' old assistant manager, who's the current manager at Birmingham, and then get him to progress the player. So Lorna says, here's hoping about England. I haven't seen Clydebank. You've seen England flags in Clydebank. Jesus, what is wrong with Scotland? Anyway, really hope Spain put that. I said I said about a week ago that England will probably get through and Spain will annihilate them in the final. I think Spain are just unbeatable. Yes, man, Brendan Rodgers out, says Paul Baird. Paul, right, let's throw the gauntlet down to Paul Baird. Paul, who do you want in as manager then? Come on, it's that time of the season. It's silly season. Who do you want in as manager? Let's get rid of Brendan Rodgers today because the board aren't playing ball and aren't getting the players in. Who do you want in as manager? And what players do we then go for? Come on, tell us in the comments, Paul. Tell us in the comments section, who do you want in the Celtic manager if you're wanting Brendan Rodgers out? Before I go, because I'm staying on for another 6 minutes. There's been 524 views on the video. Spain will scalp that lot. Yep, I think they will. Um, Let me just get some more. And did you see the new Green Brigade video? Also, if you go into the community tab after this, um, you'll see the new Green Brigade video. Hmm, interesting. Interesting. Right. I was just getting got a text message through. Right, let's get Scotland beat Spain not that long ago. Lol. Yeah, but that's when Spain were going through a massive change. If you look at the change that Spain's went through and the young team that Spain now has, I bet you if Scotland played Spain now, Scotland would get pumped by Spain. And what did Scotland do in the Euros? Nada. Absolute nada. 50 million is an insult for O'Reilly. More importantly, we should not be selling one of our best players when we have yet to see any players being signed. Lorna Gallagher, it's a message. I think Brendan will get that right. Boys, Paul Baird has went on radio silence. And on that note, I'm going to end the video here because it is all about the one and only Matt O'Reilly. Celtic have knocked back the first bid for Matt O'Reilly. I think Paul Baird already mentioned Kevin months ago. Kevin McKenna? Not a chance. Really? Really? Do you not think that he would just be another yes man to the board? Spain team in the tourney for me, Baz. Yeah, they're the team in the tourney for me. I think that young 16-year-old that plays for Barcelona, he is going to be some player. He is going to have fun against England. They're going to give him room, and he is going to just have fun. He's going to have fun. When you look at the way that Spain controlled the game against France, it was a game of keep ball. You know, if that's Celtic doing that, you're getting the ole every touch, every single touch. VAR give England a dodgy penalty. Yep, they did that. Who really cares? Says Spain have the skill, England have the luck. Well, the luck will run out against the one and only Viva España. And on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.